Hi there, it's Moira McDonald, and bear with me till we get adjusted. Okay, I think that's us in frame. Right, I'm going to start with this kind of rusticy, grungy style junk journal. Made from a paper bag, one of the big kind of paper bag lunch bags that you get in America. Closures, I'm not sure what it is. It's not ribbon, it's not string or anything, it's some sort of cord fabric, and it's in cream. The envelope itself, I've done kind of grungy style. I've done some tea stained laces, a bit of corrugated card that's been gessoed, a little fabric puff flower that I made. There is a what do you call those things? Stick pin. It's got a wee popper at the end of it to stop it stabbing you. Some vintage buttons on burlap. The one signature, that's vintage photo ink. The one signature has been sewn with a closure on the outside and a couple of buttons just tied to it. Right, we'll just get straight in because I want to try and get through. I've got a few videos to make. I want to try and do them as quick as I can because you know what it's like. Somebody always interrupts you whenever you're doing anything on this side. Being a bag, it opens at the front. You've got this book belongs to here, and we've got some grungy tags that you can write on the back of. This is decoupage napkin. It's book pages that I sewed together, stamped at the bottom, gessoed so you can use that. And if you watched the other video that I did this morning, this is from my boho, well, one of the first boho journals I did. I'd done some marbling a card and I have stamped it and embossed it with a kind of rusty coloured embossing powder, and it says "The story begins." Sewn tea stained paper on the back of it so that you can use that for journaling. Right, so put that in there. In the main, this is really quite grungy. It's also very florally. Big napkin decoupage of a sunflower on the very first page. Some torn music paper here. This is a page from that Fanny Robinson book. Can't remember what it's something to do with Edwardian ladies' flowers or something. I don't know what it is. I can't remember, and I've not got the cover anymore because, well, the dog started chewing it, so I had to get rid of the cover. Brown paper, good scrunch to that. This is a wee envelope that's kind of rusticy style. I've got corrugated card, a couple of different tea stained scrapbooking papers, music paper, and a bit of, I think that's rice paper decoupage. It's an envelope that opens up, and inside is just another wee bit of paper that says "And so the adventure begins." Again, heavily stained because I was going for the grungy feeling, but you can still journal on top of that. This page has some different fabrics and a bit of lace sewn on it there. A bit of washi on that side because I really don't like leaving the stitching exposed. I think it's a recipe for disaster as far as I'm concerned. It can rip out really easily. Book page here, stained, and this is staining deliberate using distress inks on that scrapbooking paper, which was also tea stained. Decoupage napkin here and a couple of different washi tapes because there is sewing on the other side of fabric. You could use that as a wee tuck, but I'll warn you up front, it's not the strongest in terms of holding it because I haven't made it very long. If I'd made it longer that way, you would have had more room to hold stuff, but I didn't bother because it wasn't really my primary thought when I was doing it. It was just purely for decoration. Book page from an old sort of 50s or 60s wildflower book. I think it's actually a book for kids. Old rustic photo that I've torn and stained using vintage photo. A wee bit burlap and lace there. Decoupage napkin and some sort of stamping you can't really read, but it's there just as a background thing. Music paper, I also tore these pages to again keep with the rustic feel of things. Some more stamping here and a bit of gesso and a couple of decoupaged birds from a napkin. Doily there, heavily stained scrapbooking paper. Old photo here that's been overexposed, so it looks really quite light in colour. I didn't overexpose it, it just so happened that it was an overexposed photo. A wee bit of paper ruffle here that I've stained with vintage photo, music paper at the back there. This is a book page tuck, and I've sewn on top of it with some fabric, a wee bit of burlap and some of those vintage buttons that I'm desperately trying to get rid of. I've still got millions of them, but there's 5 away for a start. This is an old letter. Now, when I actually bought this, I bought it on eBay, I bought a few things, and this is one of the things that showed up, and it was one of these lucky pick type things from old documents. The original is torn, so when I scanned it in, of course there was a big white bit in it, so I tried as best as I could to cut round it and stain the rest of it so that it at least kind of looks genuinely old. It is dated March 11th, and I think it's either 98 or 08. I mean, it's quite difficult to read, but it's there anyway. That's some random stamping, by the way, in the background. Again, kind of grungy style. I did a wee rustic cross-stitchy thing here. I can't cross-stitch, I don't know how to cross-stitch, but I just did wee patterns to make a wee flower, and I quite liked it, so I put that in my book because I thought it was fairly rustic looking. Tuck here, used a bit of that prose that goes with that Fanny Robinson book, and a stamp tag, if you like, and you can journal in the back of that. Plenty of room in this for journaling, plenty of room. Plus there's obviously enough enclosed that you can, you've still got plenty of interest here. That's just paper, heavily stained, and you can write on the back of it. And another one of the old letters that came in the lucky dip. This one's September the 17th, 57 by the looks of things, so I think that's 1857. I enclose your £15 in favour of Mr. James Atkinson and beg to state that I to be I don't know what that word is, to be in Carlisle on Saturday and will something in pony, it looks like, or maybe pay. Oh, pay the balance. Should I not be in Carlisle, I will submit the remainder in a day or so. Yours, whatever that is. I don't know. Can't really read it that well. The writing's clear enough. It's kind of fancy and old-fashioned. Decoupage napkin here. Book page, fabric, burlap, a wee bit of lace. Scrapbooking paper that's stained, doily. That's that washi tape with the kind of poems or whatever it is on them. Here I've got a bit of corrugated card, fabric and some gesso on that page. Music paper. Washi tape here again because there's sewing on the other side, and decoupage napkin. There's your sewing there, a couple of different fabrics and some laces. Tiffany & Co tag, it doesn't look as if I've put it in any kind of pocket or anything. I have a couple of stickers on top of it that have been gessoed along with, there's tea tea bag paper here for kind of texture. That's seam binding that's been stained with vintage photo. Some burlap, corrugated card, vintage buttons, and some lace here. You can journal in the back of that. Here we've got a, what is it, a tip-in they call it, only it's kind of to the side. You open it up and there's a distressed picture of a couple of wee lassies. I think that's actually meant to go like that. Big napkin, bird. And here's another pocket, and there's nothing in that one. Again, quite distressed. Old picture of a couple of wee fellas there. That's that Fanny Robinson book. And some fabric and lace sewn in there. The decoupage napkin. I didn't bother putting washi on top of that one because I couldn't. Obviously, with having the napkin on it, if I put washi on top of it, it just would look silly. In this wee bit, I have a kind of boho style tag. Watch those wee staples. I think I stapled on, there's actually it's a vellum, a stamped on vellum here. I just thought it looked quite nice, but I knew that you would see the glue, so I stapled it on thinking, well, that'll do, but then I didn't really like the finish, so I used this trim to go along the top of it and cover over the front. And there's a boho envelope. I don't think it's got anything in it, but obviously you can store your stuff in it, and it goes inside that wee tuck at the back there. And that is that wee book. Any questions, please ask. It will be up for sale in my Etsy shop, which is Bygones Era. I'll leave a link below the video to the listing for the book if you're interested in it. If you've got any questions about it at all, or any kind of comments you want to make, please do so. You know I always like to talk to you, and I shall see you very, very soon because I've got other videos to make today. So bye bye, and thanks very much for watching. See you later. Bye.